Oh man, I am out in Nevada again. This time me and Lucas are doing Mojave Road. Super excited about this. I've seen tons of videos. There's some quirky things. There's some obstacles. It's just going to be a great time. This is Bagheera, our Gladiator. I'm sure you've seen it in our last Utah adventure that we did, and our new Dirtbox Overland camper. This is the maiden voyage of the camper. So I'm really looking forward to this. This is actually the Dirtbox Overland Canopy. If you look it up, this is the canopy system that fits on the Gladiator. Can't wait to show it to you guys later when we get to camp. I'm looking forward to a good night's sleep. Drove 16 hours down here, and I'm looking forward to some fun in the sun, the sand. Beautiful day. It's going to be like 70s during the day, like almost 60 at night. It's going to be awesome. No diesel heater on this trip. I'm looking forward to it. We're all aired down. We're packed up. We're ready to go. Let's go hit Mojave Trail. Mojave Road. It's Mojave Road. It's not Mojave Trail. Mojave Road. Let's go hit Mojave Road.
So why are we here on Mojave Road? Well, there's a couple of good reasons. Number one, we just got the new Dirtbox Overland Canopy, and we want to test it out. So that's a pretty darn good reason right there. It's going to be great for sleeping. It's going to be great for setup and tear down. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to really get in and start using the canopy. Second, the weather's supposed to be nice. It's going to be like 70 degrees during the day, 57 at night. And at home, it's snowing, raining, windy. It is just nasty. So we're out here trying to enjoy some nice weather while we can. Now, Trails Off-Road rates Mojave Road as a 3-3. So we'll see how that pans out over the next few days, because I've seen one area on a video I thought might be a little tricky right now. The road is 112 miles long, which doesn't seem like a lot, but there's so many little side things and detours and spots along the way to stop. You really want to give yourself about 3 days to go through it. So plan on camping for 2 nights, spending 3 days on the road. That will help you make the most of it. I do recommend, again, using Trails Off-Road. Use it on your phone, your tablet, or something so that you can follow along live, because it can be confusing out here with all of the different side trails and roads that are in this area.
Coming up on this post up here, and what this means is we are now entering California. So the rest of this trail will be in the state of California. We're only like 7.2 miles in, and we are out of Nevada now. Now this is a little detour off the main road. You'll see it coming up. There's no waypoint listed in Trails Off-Road for it, but I have a story about it, and it was told to me by some locals who were hanging out there in their side-by-sides, and they said that this place used to be called the Black Cat, and it was kind of a destination at one point, and kind of like a little bar in the middle of nowhere for people coming through on the trail. And off in the distance, not too far, but right off to the side there, you can see these dirt mounds, and there used to be a BMX track there, or a dirt bike track there. So people would come out here, ride their dirt bikes, get some refreshments, and yeah, that's the story from what I've been told. How much of that is true? Don't know. I'm going to try and look it up when I get back and see if I can find some information on it, but sounds legit. And it couldn't have been super long ago because it had a swamp cooler on it, so it had to have some kind of power, whether just a generator, no solar, I'm sure, because it's definitely older than that. But even the insides, the walls were wired with electrical outlets, and There's plumbing in there, so it had to be some kind of decent setup at one point. But hopefully I can find some information on it. If I can, then future me will give you more information. Until then, we're back on Mojave Road, seeing what's up ahead.
Another little side trip that you don't want to miss is Fort Paiute. It was a small U.S. Army outpost located within what is now the Mojave National Preserve. The post was initially established in 1859 by Captain James H. Carleton of the 1st Dragoons and named Fort Beale in honor of Lieutenant Edward Beale. It was strategically situated near Paiute Springs at the base of the Paiute mountain range, about 25 miles west of Fort Mojave. This location was vital due to the presence of perennial water source, the Paiute Creek. Now, it was originally built as a series of military outposts built along the Mojave Road. Its primary purpose was to protect travelers, supply wagons, and the U.S. mail route between San Bernardino, California, and Fort Mojave in Nevada. The fort was not continuously manned. It was sporadically occupied by elements of the California Volunteers during the Civil War years. Following the Civil War, due to local pressure emphasizing the importance of the route and increasing mining activity in western Arizona, the post was reoccupied in 1866. At this time, it was renamed Fort Paiute or Fort Paiute Hill. The U.S. Army officially operated Fort Paiute for a short period from November 17th. Remains indicate that the presence of at least 3 buildings, including a main building with several rooms, rifle ports, and defensive shields, as well as a rock corral and a walled walkway connecting it to the blockhouse. It's interesting in that it offers people a glimpse into the past with the ruins of the outpost. It is worth taking a look if you like this kind of history.
little bit of everything from wide open deserts to thick sagebrush, and now Joshua trees and yuccas. A lot of Joshua trees and yuccas. The road has been pretty good. I remember I'm on stock suspension. I've got 33-inch tires, right from the factory. And I've scraped a little bit, I think mostly on the control arm mounts and shock mounts. And that's just from not having enough ground clearance under the tires. And that's because I am aired down to about 15 PSI and just making for a smoother ride, but that does reduce your ground clearance. And with not a whole lot to begin with, well, that's what you get. So definitely we're gonna need a tire upgrade here in the near future, but a tire upgrade also means a lift upgrade and a shock upgrade. So looks to me like there's a big project coming up fairly soon in our future. A little over 33 miles in, you'll find this large turnout here. And once upon a time, about 4 years ago, there used to be this old school bus here that had all kinds of graffiti and stuff in it, but it was removed because, well, government, they do stuff like that. They want to keep it clean and pristine. But there is a Joshua tree here, and there's a nice camp ring. So if you want some camping, this would be a good spot. I'm actually considering it because it's going to be about 3 o'clock, but I think we're going to try and make it to Penny Can Tree. Let's keep going. Well, we have found Penny Can Tree. And you see the pennies up in here, stuffed all over the place. But this is the penny can. Now, story has it that you're supposed to leave a penny for good luck. Well, for extra luck, I have one for me, one for Katerina, and one for Lucas. So I think we're covered. So definitely one of the quirky things here along Mojave Road. Don't want to miss Penny Can Tree. The bus is no longer there, so that's kind of a bummer. That was kind of a cool thing back in the day, but there's a lot more ahead, a lot of history, a lot of some fun obstacles, a lot of scenery. It's going to be a good trip, but for now, I think we're going to stop here, set up camp, and relax for the rest of the evening. Oh, we're getting ready to set up camp for the night here at the Penny Can Tree. Just wanted to kind of show you the Dirtbox Overland Canopy set up in all its glory. We've got the awning out just to give us some shade. We keep saying we, me and Lucas, right? Give us some shade over there. We're going to get a little flapping. I'm going to try and extend the rain fly out a little bit. I may actually turn it so we're facing the wind, so it's hitting the top instead of the side. Maybe cut down on any wind noise from the rain fly. But the canopy, I got one leg down just because it doesn't want to stay up in the holder, but I'll talk to them about that. This thing is so nice and tight. Really, really sweet. I'm packed out pretty solid in here. Got a kitchen bag or tote, camping tote. We got food. We got lots of water. We got some firewood. Hopefully we can make use of that. Got a big thing of recovery gear in here. This goes back a ways. Dry goods up there. And then up here, I've got the front open so we can get up into the tent later. I can just push that up and get the whole floor out of the way. It's pretty nice. We've got lights everywhere, but I'll show you more of that some other time. It's just too windy right now. I don't want to deal with a lot of wind noise. I got Lucas over there snoozing at the moment. It's been a long day on the trail. Come over here. I got this side open. You can kind of see this one. We got T-slots inside. We got L-track on the outside. We got lights on either side over here. They're little just touch sensitive to turn them on or dim them. It's a pretty sweet setup, but I'll do a full review because I got to sleep in this thing tonight. It's going to be the first time I'm sleeping in it.
So let's see how things go. I'll put the awning away as soon as the sun goes down a little bit, but we're just kind of hanging on this side, blocking the wind a little bit, getting ready to do some editing and call it a night. So, well, I guess I'll see you in the morning. We got a nice morning. We had a good night's sleep in the Dirtbox Overland Canopy. Wind kicked up a few times, woke me up a little bit, but not a big deal. Got plenty of sleep. Lucas had a good breakfast, got a burrito in the engine bay. It's time to head on and see what lies ahead of us on Mojave Road. In August of 2020, a large fire broke out here in the desert. Now, it claimed over 43,000 acres, which is approximately 70 square miles. The fire devastated one of the densest and largest Joshua tree forests in the world here on Cima Dome. It is estimated that over 1 million Joshua trees were killed in the fire. While the exact cause isn't specified anywhere, the presence of invasive grasses fueled by a wet winter likely contributed to the fire's intensity and spread. The fire cleared out most of the vegetation in the affected area, while some native shrubs are beginning to return. The recovery of the Joshua tree forest will take a very long time due to their slow growth rate. The Mojave National Preserve has initiated restoration projects, including volunteer planting efforts, to help reestablish a seed source within the badly burned area. This aims to aid natural regeneration of the Joshua tree population before the effects of climate change further impact the species in the area. Around 42.5 miles into the trail, you come across this old building. This was definitely someone's house back in the day. Man, it had to be some harsh conditions out here. There's still some metal pieces remaining, which is kind of funny. One of the few things that you always find in old buildings is old box springs. I don't know why they seem to survive forever, but they're always around and never go away. But this place was kind of cool. It's got everything, stove, kitchen sink, you name it, it's all here. So take a look around, enjoy, but please don't disturb or take anything away, and leave this for others to come and see for themselves. This wash here is by far the most technically challenging part of the whole trail. And me, being in a Gladiator, which has a long wheelbase, on stock tires and stock suspension and being aired down, I do not have a lot of ground clearance. So I walked this, tried to pick a line, and hopefully I can get through without any problems. Shortly down the road, you'll run across the first of the government holes. And these are wells that were put up to pump water out and make it available for travelers. This one still has a very cool old windmill on it. Very neat to see. And you can even read on the windmill itself, the weather vane up on top, it says American Windmill Company. So pretty cool that this has stood the test of time. We made it to the Mojave mailbox, decorated in all of its sticker glory. Let's see what's inside. We've got a registration book, some emergency water, looks like some emergency beer, and some chips, snacks, toys, sunglasses, all kinds of goodies for you to exchange or, leave something of your own. But what we really wanted to see was whether the frog shrine was still here. So we're walking behind the mailbox straight back, and it does look like it's still there. We're gonna, I'm getting all tied up in Lucas here. All right, we're gonna head over and see what the frog shrine is all about over here. I had read some articles that they were removing this because technically it is littering on government property, which is definitely frowned on. I mean, so much for, leave no trace. But this has been left alone for visitors to leave a frog. So, in the grand tradition of the Mojave Road, we are going to leave our own frog here. Right, Lucas? Hey, buddy. You like that? Okay. Yep, we're planting our own frog here. But I'm glad to see that it's still here. It's just one of those quirky things along the Mojave Road. I like stuff like this. It just adds to the character of it. And I'm glad that the powers that be decided to leave it be. Although, they did get rid of the old school bus, but I could see where that's actually a safety hazard. Frog parking only. All right. So if you were like us and wondering if it was still here, the answer is yes, it still is. And be sure and bring your own frog. The next stop along the Mojave Road is the Aiken Cinder Mine, and it has a history dating back to the mid-20th century. The mine began operations in 1948 and continued until its closure in 1990. The mine extracted cinder, which is a type of small volcanic rock, from 2 cinder cones. Over its lifetime, more than 9.2 million tons of cinder were mined. A significant portion of the mined cinder, about 1.5 million tons, was sold and used for various construction projects in Las Vegas. Notably, approximately 70% of the cinder used for the sidewalks and walkways of the Las Vegas Strip came from the Aiken cinder mine. Besides the Las Vegas Strip, the cinder was also used for road construction, landscaping, and as a component in home building supplies and barbecue briquettes. In 1990, the operators of the mine faced financial difficulties and could not pay their rent. As a result, they abruptly shut down the operation and left behind most of the equipment. The abandoned mine sits largely as it was left in 1990. Visitors can still see tractors, diesel engines, massive conveyor belts, shakers, weigh stations, scales, and various buildings, including the main office and control rooms. Approximately 7.8 million tons of cinder remain in piles around the mine. located on the other side of the hill from the Aiken mine are these cool lava tubes. These were formed about 27,000 years ago by hot molten lava flowing across the desert floor. Now you can get up to a parking lot and hike up about a half mile to the lava tubes and then go down the stairs. Or if you've got a good 4x4, you can drive up the road even further and park really, really close, only like 100 feet away from the lava tubes. But be sure and check them out. Take a flashlight in there so you can see around. And unlike me, be careful standing up too quickly. Yep, an actual ladder. Keep following the trail. This mound of rocks here is the Traveler's Monument. Now you're supposed to bring a rock from home or someplace special and bring it here and put it on the pile. Now, I've already put my rock away, so don't want to give away too much, but we're gonna go and check out some of the rocks up here. Look at this, some people that we recognize. Here we go, also from Colorado. Life and Four Low, good channel. So some people paint theirs. Here's a cool rock, 2025, a little butterfly, a ladybug. I am looking for one in particular. I don't know if I'm gonna find it because it's been here for years, but I'm gonna look around. All right, so there it is, the buried plaque, the Traveler's Monument. Don't forget to bring a rock from home and place it here on this ever-growing pile. And if you're inclined to decorate it so that others can find it, well, feel free. But I was looking for the one my friend John placed up here a few years ago, but I don't see it, but it very easily could have just been washed clean due to the rain and stuff out here. So we're gonna keep going and enjoy the rest of Mojave Road. Now this is one of the more interesting places along the route. This is the Resser OHV area, and this is pure sand. It is actually rather difficult to follow. There's going to be these poles that are standing up, and as long as you keep those to your right hand side, you're going to stay on the trail. But it's very easy to lose the trail in here. As you can see in front of me, there's no fresh tire tracks. So if I wasn't relying on trails off-road, it's real easy to accidentally take a wrong path and end up somewhere you don't want to. But this is a fun area. If you've got a lot of gas left, yeah, stick around. There's some sand dunes to climb. This is a fun area, and it's just so different than the rest of what we've been seeing so far. We're entering into the remnants of an old borax mine. Now, if you don't know what borax is, well, it's sodium tetraborite. Well, that means nothing, but it's a naturally occurring mineral that has bajillions of uses. Some of the more common ones are a laundry booster, a cleaner, drain freshener, pest control, mildew remover, carpet and rug deodorizer. It's used in the manufacturing of glass and ceramics. It's used as flux in welding, soldering, brazing, smelting, and more. It's used in detergents and soaps as a key ingredient. It's also used as a fertilizer to correct boron-deficient soils. It's also found in cosmetics like lotions, skin creams, and toothpastes. It's a tackifier used in certain types of adhesives. It can be used as a fire retardant in some applications. And in laboratory uses, it's used in biochemical and chemical laboratories to make buffers. It is a super, super useful mineral. Now, if you've ever heard of the 20 mule teams, well, those are what used to transport borax from these mines into the local towns, such as Mojave. There it was shipped for various industrial uses, primarily in the manufacturing of glass and soap back in the day. Wow, it is very, very windy back here. Well, we're gonna go check out this slot canyon and see how far back it goes. Following trails off-road. This is right there on the trail. So usually that means there's something interesting. Whoa, it's a little slick right there. Almost fell to my death. All right, let's get up here. Look at these walls. Wow. This seems like a good spot for a rave, actually. Whoa. Oops, just made myself dizzy. Well, it doesn't go back any further, but still. Whoa, that's pretty damn high. Well, that was worth stopping and checking out. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be here when it rains. That seems like a really bad place to be when it rains. We are still cooking our way down Mojave Road. I don't think we have a lot left, but I know there's still a few more things along the way. Bagheera, the Gladiator, has been performing beautifully with a few little issues here and there. I mean, nothing major, but the primary issues is ground clearance. There's been, some decent obstacles here that I've kind of struggled with. Made it through everything, but I've definitely scraped a few times. And remember, I'm on 33s with stock Rubicon suspension, and aired down, there's very, very little room underneath the vehicle. I mean, you can, here, I'm going to spin around. I don't know if you can see, I'll get closer so you can see there's just not much room underneath the shock mounts. Let's take a look there. I mean, only a handful of inches. Look at the sidewalls here. I mean, we only have like 4 inches there of space. So any big hit, and we're hitting pretty hard. So definitely the next thing on the agenda is going to be to improve Bagheera's capabilities. And that's going to be a lift, tires, and shocks. And that will take us to, quote unquote, the next level. What are we doing? Well, I'm not going to tell you yet because it's not all finalized. But I think it's going to be pretty cool. If everything works out, I think we're going to have an amazing off-road rig. And I can't wait to get back from this trip and hopefully parts start showing up and we can make this happen sooner than later. But the lift is pretty cool. Again, assuming all this stuff works out, I'm getting a really cool lift, getting big tires. So hopefully the wheels, primo looking wheels for it, and the shocks. Well, again, if everything works out, we're going to have some shocks that may just blow your mind. So stay tuned for that. But let's get back on the road and finish up the Mojave Road.
So this is going to wrap up our Mojave Road adventure. It is so incredibly windy. I can't even think straight out here. I'm going to take a little reprieve underneath the canopy here to say goodbye. Thank you for joining me on my Mojave adventure with Lucas. We had a great time. We really enjoyed the Dirtbox Overland Canopy. Man, that was just incredible experience. Slept really good both nights. Now we have a long drive home, about 18 hours, 16 hours, something like that. So we're going to stop along the way somewhere. Don't know where yet, but I'm sure it'll be another adventure. So thanks for watching, everybody. We really appreciate all the support from everyone out there, all of our sponsors. Be sure and check out all of our key sponsors, Dirtbox Overland, Retivus Radios. They're just really great companies to work with, and we really appreciate their support as well as yours. So until next time, stay safe out there, but we'll see you on the trails.